In 2006, an Australian entertained the idea of selling the country of New Zealand on eBay. This peculiar character created a listing on the online auction site, describing the country with humor and sarcasm. Although the offer was on track to reach millions of dollars, eBay ultimately canceled the auction when the price reached $3,000 because selling countries is prohibited on their platform. Breathing through the mouth all the time is not beneficial. The nose is designed to filter, warm, and humidify the air we breathe. By breathing through the mouth, we bypass these processes and allow unwanted particles to enter the lungs. Additionally, nasal breathing stimulates the production of nitric oxide, which dilates blood vessels and improves oxygen absorption. Constant mouth breathing can lead to dry mouth, infections, cavities, changes in jaw shape, and respiratory problems. I recommend reading the book Breath by James Nestor. I assure you it will be very useful. The color red does not anger bulls, although it is commonly believed that bulls become agitated when they see this color. In reality, it is the movement and provocation that affect them. Bulls are colorblind and cannot distinguish red from other colors. Their aggression is due to the nature of the spectacle and the stimuli they receive during the bullfight, not the color of the matador's cape. Some experts propose the hypothesis that at a certain point in Earth's history, there were two moons orbiting our planet. According to this theory, one of the moons collided with the Earth in a catastrophic event, leaving only our current moon in its place. This idea is based on the possibility that the other moon had been orbiting our planet until it eventually collided with what we now know. This theory could explain why the two sides of the moon are so distinct from each other. Koalas and humans have similar fingerprints, which is surprising. Despite being different species, both have unique patterns in their prints that distinguish them. These patterns form during embryonic development and remain throughout each individual's life. Although it is unclear why these similarities occur, it is believed to be related to genetic and evolutionary factors. In Japan, you can buy eel ice cream, as strange as it sounds. The ice cream is an unusual combination, but surprisingly popular. This ice cream offers a unique and adventurous experience for lovers of exotic flavors. Although it may sound strange, eel provides a smoky and salty taste to the ice cream, creating a delicious blend of sweet and savory in every bite. If you've ever lost something, I recommend searching for it from right to left. Since we are used to reading left to right, it is easier to overlook the presence of what we've lost. By looking from right to left, your brain processes the information differently, which may reveal new angles or patterns. Additionally, this technique can challenge your assumptions and force you to pay closer attention. Although it may not seem true, a cat's tail contains 10% of all its bones. This part of the feline body is flexible and consists of around 18 vertebrae, representing a significant proportion of the cat's skeleton. The tail not only provides balance and coordination, but it is also essential for the communication and behavior of the cat. Its bony structure allows it to move nimbly and express different moods. The movie Rocky, released in 1976, was filmed in an incredible span of just 28 days. Directed by John G. Avildsen and starring Sylvester Stallone, it tells the story of an unconventional boxer who fights to overcome himself to achieve his dreams. Despite its modest budget and time constraints, Rocky became a massive success and won 3 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. Between 1920 and 1950, there was a genuine craze for radioactive underwear. At that time, radioactivity was considered magical and beneficial for health. Many people believed that wearing undergarments made from radioactive materials would provide them with energy and improve their overall well-being. Bras, panties, and other garments containing elements like radium and thorium that emitted radiation were marketed. However, over time it was discovered that this radioactive clothing was extremely dangerous. Continuous exposure to radiation caused skin damage and increased the risk of cancer. Uber has introduced a new helicopter delivery service. Now, in addition to requesting rides in cars, users can receive products and packages in minutes through fast and efficient flights. This innovative delivery option uses helicopters to transport items directly to customers' doorsteps. With this new addition, Uber aims to provide quick and compelling strategies, especially in congested or hard-to-reach areas. This revolutionary service shortens delivery times and offers a unique aerial delivery experience. Uber Air currently operates only in the United States, particularly in Dallas, Los Angeles, and Melbourne. It is believed that all people with blue eyes share a common ancestor. Throughout history, it has been discovered that eye color is determined by a specific gene. This gene controls the production of melanin, the pigment responsible for eye color. In the case of blue eyes, there is a lower amount of melanin present. It is estimated that this genetic variation arose about 6,000 to 10,000 years ago in an ancestral person. A peculiar case in nature is what occurs with crabs. In some instances, they tend to eat their young to obtain the necessary nutrients for their own survival. Additionally, in the species of red crabs, females can lay up to 100,000 eggs, which requires a great amount of energy and resources. Some scientists mention that this behavior is due to competition, as by consuming their young, they avoid future competition with them. A curious fact about education in China is that some students attend class for 10 hours a day, 6 days a week. Students start their day at 6:30 in the morning with a 3-hour review session. Then they exercise for an hour in the main courtyard. At 10:30, they return to class and study for 2 more hours, and they are given 30 minutes for lunch and are required to take a nap. They study 3 more hours and are given a 1-hour break for dinner. After dinner, they return to study for 2 more hours until finally they rest at 9 p.m. According to statistics, men are more likely to be struck by lightning compared to women. It is estimated that men are 6 times more likely to suffer these types of incidents. However, it is important to keep in mind that the likelihood of being struck by lightning is low in general, and precautions are recommended to avoid risk situations during thunderstorms. The reasons are likely due to more outdoor activities and jobs, as well as a tendency not to heed warning signs of danger or storms. The original actor for Dumbledore, Richard Harris, considered rejecting the role due to health issues. However, he decided to accept it and played it masterfully in the first 2 films of the saga after his 11-year-old granddaughter, a huge Harry Potter fan, threatened to withdraw her support if he didn't seize the opportunity to portray the headmaster of Hogwarts. It is well known that on the YouTube platform, creators receive a recognition plaque upon reaching a certain number of subscribers. For example, when you reach 100,000 subscribers, the first plaque you receive is the silver one. But have you ever wondered how many of these plaques have been awarded so far? Recently, a count of all the silver plaques issued has been conducted, and the number has risen to 300,000 channels that have received this recognition. Big cats are fascinating and powerful predators. They have highly developed senses, including smell. Surprisingly, it has been found that many of these felines love Calvin Klein's cologne, Obsession for Men. This fragrance has proven to attract and stimulate their hunting behavior, likely due to ingredients like vanilla oil and amber. In fact, it has been used to lure these animals closer to wildlife documentary filmmakers' cameras. Neuralink, a company linked to Elon Musk, is already testing synaptic neuronal connection, which means we will be able to eat a hamburger in the metaverse or feel anything, the wind, pleasure, or smells. The technology is already in the experimental phase, and its potential applications are infinite. A few years ago, in 2005, dogs had a robotic rival called Aibo, a proposal from Sony that had just returned with a new updated version since 1999. Now it's time for cats with My Cat, a bionic feline that follows in Aibo's footsteps, with a model equipped with technology. This home robot, available in gray, brown, black, or white, has 6 tactile sensors in various parts of its body, along with a 5-megapixel camera and a control unit based on the Raspberry Pi microcomputer. It has an autonomy of about 2 to 3 hours of use and can extend its energy if it is lying down or asleep, like real-life cats. Do you want to see the planet from a unique perspective? Space Perspective plans to launch a space capsule called Neptune in 2024. Thanks to a large hydrogen balloon, the capsule will ascend to 35 kilometers above sea level, where the sky is completely black, and the curvature of the Earth is clearly visible. This will undoubtedly be an ideal experience for the curious and dreamers, allowing us to view the planet from another point of view. Humanoid robots operated by artificial intelligence claimed at a UNU conference that one day they could lead the world better than humans. However, they believe that humans should be cautious with artificial intelligence and admit that they still do not master our emotions. These robots are some of the most advanced in the world and were present, along with more than 3,000 participants, at the Global Summit on Artificial Intelligence for Social Good, organized by the ITU, a specialized technology organization within the UN. Experts, leaders, and representatives from companies debated the need to establish standards to ensure that these new technologies are used for positive purposes for humanity, such as fighting hunger or climate change. Currently, the fastest trains in the world run in China at 350 kilometers per hour, followed by Japan and France at a speed of 320 kilometers per hour. In China, the State Railway Group company announced that they have successfully completed performance testing of new critical high-tech components for the CR450 high-speed trains at speeds over 450 kilometers per hour, making them the fastest in the world, marking another milestone in China's high-speed rail technology. As part of the celebration of July 4th, Independence Day in the United States, the skyline of New York featured drones recreating the Statue of Liberty. Footage captured of the drones forming the Statue of Liberty trended on social media. Several videos were taken in the sky over the U.S. West River. Drones have become a technology that is being implemented in recent years. Other countries have also adopted this innovation and offered sky shows. In China, during a festival in Shenzhen, a video went viral showing drones forming a Chinese dragon. Da Vinci, a surgical system created and designed by the American company Intuitive Surgical, is capable of astonishingly improving surgeons' skills, allowing them to work with 3D models and amplifying visual enhancement by 10 times, enabling professionals to have greater precision during surgical procedures like never before. Da Vinci has evolved over time and received numerous improvements and features, and is now capable, for example, of operating on a patient semi-autonomously without the surgeon needing to intervene or be physically present in the operating room. This was made possible thanks to the connection of its interface from anywhere in the world, allowing the operation to be performed as if the professional were right there. The precision offered by this robot allows highly complex surgeries to have minimal impact on the patient's body, also reducing the possibility of human error. Before we find ourselves immersed in the metaverse in our daily lives, which will probably be the next great technological revolution, a team of Korean scientists has developed smart contact lenses using a 3D printer. As if from a new episode of Black Mirror, these augmented reality-based lenses are the work of scientists from the Korea Electrotechnology Research Institute and the Ulsan National Institute of Science and Technology. Users will be able to wear these lenses, and augmented reality navigation will unfold before their eyes. Experts from the YouTube channel Q have developed a bicycle with square wheels that is fully functional. This particular project, crafted by this group of experts who make science and more videos, has no real scientific or practical value, but it is one of the ways in which an original idea can take shape through creativity, tools, and engineering knowledge. In April, the news chain JIT in India showcased its first presenter made with artificial intelligence. Since then, she has been reading news for the channel and is part of a new program. Odisha Television has introduced Lisa, their new AI presenter, who can also speak different languages and interact with viewers in real time. With this event, artificial intelligence in the media takes a significant leap with the introduction of news presenters, offering new possibilities for television networks, and who knows, perhaps soon for the radio as well. In a show worthy of science fiction, Domino's Pizza surprised the audience by testing an innovative delivery method using jetpack backpacks. During the famous Glastonbury Festival, a brave delivery driver soared into the air and flew across the festival field to deliver hot pizzas to lucky customers. To carry out this futuristic service, Domino's and Gravity Industries teamed up to design a custom suit that will ensure the pilot's safety and the integrity of the pizzas during flight. The investment in this novel uniform is estimated to be around $483,000. A true engineering marvel has been built in Las Vegas. The MSG Sphere, designed by the global architecture firm Populous, stands 366 meters tall. It has a capacity to host 18,000 people. It is covered with a 15,000 square meter screen containing 2 million LEDs and a 16K resolution, making it the highest resolution immersive screen in the world. These panels enable all sorts of videos to be projected, making this building simulate even being the moon, or giving the appearance of the sun falling in the middle of the desert. Its size is so astonishing that it's hard to believe something like this exists on Earth. The first confirmed event that will revolutionize the world at the MSG Sphere will be on September 29th with a concert by the Irish band U2. Spectators will witness a unique show that combines image and sound as a historical milestone. Recently, a couple allowed artificial intelligence to plan their entire wedding ceremony. Reese Winch and Dayton Truitt got married in a church located in Colorado, USA, on June 24th. Unlike any other wedding, this one didn't involve much human experience, as ChatGPT took care of planning everything, from what would be written on the invitations to the speech that would officiate the married couple. To make the ceremony more interesting, every speaker reading what the AI created wore a robot mask, so it seemed like a being was speaking. It's worth noting that, as in the state of Colorado, ChatGPT has yet to be recognized as a wedding officiant. The bride's father, Steve Witchy, signed the marriage license. This innovative mouse has the ability to fold like origami and can become completely flat. The Air Zero is a mouse inspired by the Japanese origami technique and aims to be the easiest to transport. To activate it, you need to fold it, and the magnet will form the mouse. To turn it off, you just need to flatten it completely. It has Bluetooth 5.2 and weighs only 40 grams, in addition to having a thickness of just 4.5 millimeters. The Air Zero is available in multiple colors and textures and can even have custom designs for buyers who contribute more money. Depths of the jungle are about to boil, creating steam in the surrounding area. This river, known as Mayantuyaku, owes its unusual temperature to the geothermal heat emanating from the region's underground. The combination of volcanic activity and local geographical features contributes to this unique phenomenon. The steam generated by the boiling river creates a mystical environment in the jungle, attracting scientists, adventurers, and tourists fascinated by the astonishing nature of this place. However, concerns are also being raised about the environmental impact and conservation of this natural wonder, motivating authorities and experts to study and protect this singular Amazonian marvel. The acclaimed film Oppenheimer by Christopher Nolan is breaking many molds even before its premiere. The movie tells the story of the atomic bomb and also pays tribute to the technology used in past cinematic productions. One fact that has captured the world's attention is that the final film reel of the movie is almost 18 kilometers long and weighs 272 kilograms, recorded in an uncommon format, IMAX 70 millimeters. This technology, created more than 70 years ago, is difficult to produce today due to its high cost, as they are complicated to purchase and renting them alone costs $300,000 a week, excluding lenses and other equipment. This format has allowed Christopher Nolan to present a unique film to viewers, making the sharpness, clarity, and depth of the image an unparalleled spectacle. Not only that, but by using this technology, a 3D sensation is achieved without the need for glasses. Nolan has stated that no computer-generated effects were used. That is, Oppenheimer does not have any fully recreated shots in CGI. Thinking about how to provide shelter for future Mars colonists has been on the minds of space engineers. Since a quick return to Earth during deep space missions would not be possible, it is essential to rely on materials that can be found there on Mars, as transporting them is costly. A team of scientists from the Future Biomanufacturing Research Hub seems to have found a very interesting solution, a cosmic cement made from Martian dust that is twice as strong as traditional cement. While traditional cement withstands tensile strength up to 32 megapascals, this new material would withstand up to 72 megapascals. In the Asian world, particularly in Japan, plans have been made to construct a rotating structure on the moon that will emulate Earth's gravity. The new project related to Earth's natural satellite is called the Glass, a gigantic 400-meter structure that would rotate every 20 seconds to achieve normal gravity. A weapon born from special effects in the Star Wars franchise was unveiled at the South by Southwest Festival in Austin, Texas, during a presentation led by Disney Parks president Josh D'Amaro as part of the costly experience of Disney's Galactic Star Cruiser Hotel. The lightsaber is the most realistic version to date that will be part of the live-action Star Wars experience within the Walt Disney World Resort and will likely be a dream come true for every fan of the saga. The sword extends just like in the movies and also makes the same sounds as in Star Wars. Most lightsabers on the market already have the exposed plastic tube, making Disney's retractable version a significant milestone. You've probably seen many pages nowadays about artificial intelligence applications that help you with everything, from remodeling your home to writing essays and even doing your homework. But there's one site that groups them all together. It's called toolify.ai. There, you will find all existing artificial intelligences, and the best part is that they are constantly updated. You can choose by categories or whatever interests you completely for free. Before 1800, shoes for the left and right foot were identical. There was no distinction between them, meaning that both had symmetrical shapes and designs. It was only from the 19th century onwards that shoes were manufactured specifically designed for each foot, significantly improving the comfort and fit of footwear. This change was an important advancement in the history of fashion and footwear. Now we understand the phrase, "to have two left feet." The human body is an amazing machine that constantly releases heat. In just 30 minutes, humans can generate enough heat to boil almost half a liter of water. This is made possible thanks to metabolic activity and vital functions that we perform, such as breathing, digesting, and maintaining our body temperature. Our body constantly regulates temperature to keep us within an optimal range, and this heat released is a testament to the incredible efficiency and complexity of our organism. Imagine that a computer is like a super-powered calculator that can perform many mathematical operations very quickly. Well, Google has created a new version of its computer called SYCAMORE, which is different from the normal computers we use. The Sycamore is what we call a quantum computer, and it is very special because it uses something called qubits instead of the normal bits used by a standard computer. Qubits are like tiny quantum particles that can store and process information in a very special and powerful way. What makes this new quantum computer so exciting is that it can solve certain incredibly complicated problems instantaneously. To give you an idea, this Sycamore can do in the blink of an eye what other supercomputers would need up to 47 years to accomplish. This achievement by Google is a historic moment in the development of quantum technology. There is a very curious fact hidden within the human body. It is estimated that there are around 100,000 kilometers of veins, which is equivalent to 2.5 times the circumference of the Earth. Veins are part of the circulatory system and are responsible for transporting blood throughout the organism. Veins are essential for delivering oxygen and nutrients to the cells, as well as removing waste products and carbon dioxide. The second planet in the solar system, Venus, is the only planet in our solar system that rotates clockwise, meaning in the opposite direction to most planets, including Earth. Its retrograde motion is a unique phenomenon and is associated with its formation and evolutionary history. Venus is a fascinating world with a dense atmosphere composed mainly of carbon dioxide and clouds of sulfuric acid, creating an extreme greenhouse effect and a scorching surface with temperatures exceeding 450 degrees Celsius. Some colors in nature, such as butterfly wings, have distinct colors, not only due to the light they absorb, but mainly because they reflect specific wavelengths. Inspired by butterfly wings, this paint is not made from pigments. Instead, the color is structurally manufactured through the arrangement of nanoparticles. Researchers at the Central Florida University Nanoscience Technology Center decided to test a different method called plasmonic paint, which has proven to be ultralight and environmentally safe. The new paint repels heat, thereby keeping buildings cool. It can be obtained in any desired color and has extreme durability, is economical, lightweight, and environmentally friendly. Corswell is an inventor, futurist, author, and entrepreneur known for his work in artificial intelligence, robotics, and biotechnology. He asserts that when artificial intelligence surpasses human control, it will be a crucial step towards immortality, which we would achieve by the year 2030. The expert believes that our technological and medical progress will grow to the point where robotics will work to repair our bodies at the cellular level, reversing diseases and aging thanks to the continuous advancements in robotics. From there to immortality, we have just one step. A team of historians has spent a decade exploring records to reconstruct the male lineage of the Da Vinci family. They have traced it back over 690 years and 21 generations, discovering up to 14 living male descendants. The 14 living descendants include children, farmers, office workers, an upholsterer, a porcelain seller, and even an artist. They all declare to be proud of being related to the Florentine genius. Recall that Leonardo da Vinci never married nor had children, but he had at least 22 half-siblings. The latest study, published in the journal Human Evolution, documents a continuous male line that spans from Leonardo's grandfather, Michel, who was born in 1331, through 21 generations, including 5 family branches. Hippopotamonstros esquipedaliophobia is a long word that describes the irrational fear of long or complex words. What an ironic linguistic phenomenon, as the term itself is an example of what it represents. This phobia can cause anxiety and may lead individuals to avoid situations where they encounter complicated words. It can be treated through cognitive behavioral therapy and gradual exposure techniques to help people confront their fears and reduce the anxiety associated with long words. In Bulgaria, the gestures of nodding the head to say yes and no are opposite to those of many other cultures. When someone wants to say yes, they shake their head side to side, similar to a gesture of negation in other parts of the world. On the other hand, to express no, they nod their head up and down, as we would to affirm in most countries. This contrast can be confusing for foreigners, but it's a cultural peculiarity that reflects the rich diversity of traditions and customs in different parts of the world. It is estimated that there are approximately 1 million insects for every human on the planet. This means that, in total, there are trillions of insects sharing the world with us. These small arthropods are a vital part of the ecosystem, playing various roles in pollination, decomposition of organic matter, and the food chain. Despite their abundance, only a small percentage of insects are harmful to humans, while most are harmless or even beneficial to nature and agriculture. Another unique trait that humans have since birth is that their eyes are always the same size, unlike the nose and ears, which continue to grow. Throughout life, the size of the eyes remains practically constant, as growth occurs mainly during the early years of life and stabilizes in adulthood. However, aging can affect the elasticity of the eye muscles and cause changes in vision, such as nearsightedness. The word mafia comes from the Italian dialect of Sicily. It is said that when the French invaded parts of Italy in the 19th century, generals were kidnapping the daughters of villagers, and the Italians would say, "Morte alla Francia, Italia anella." Thus, the word mafia was born from the initials of this phrase. Centuries ago, pillows were made of stone, used to prevent insects from coming close to our faces during sleep. These rudimentary pillows served primarily for protection and minimal comfort. Over time, ancient civilizations, such as the Egyptians and Romans, began to improve this accessory with softer and more comfortable materials, such as straw or feathers. As history progressed, pillows evolved into essential elements for improving the quality of sleep and human rest, made with various materials and shapes to meet our modern needs. Vincent van Gogh, the famous post-impressionist painter, sold only one painting during his lifetime, The Red Vineyard in Arles, in 1888. Despite his talent and passion for art, his works were not commercially recognized while he was alive. Tragically, Van Gogh faced numerous personal and mental challenges throughout his life, which led him to self-harm and, ultimately, to suffer and pass away prematurely at the age of 37. After this event, his art became a crucial influence in the history of art, and he is considered one of the most important painters of all time. Humans eat more bananas than monkeys for several reasons. Firstly, bananas are a popular fruit in the human diet due to their sweet taste and ease of consumption. Additionally, bananas are a rich source of nutrients, such as potassium and fiber, making them appealing to health-conscious people. On the other hand, monkeys, while they also enjoy bananas, tend to have a more varied diet, as they also consume other types of fruits, leaves, and insects. Moreover, the availability of bananas for humans is much greater since they are extensively cultivated worldwide and easily available in supermarkets and grocery stores. An unusual fact about the popular gold is its incredible malleability. You probably didn't know that it is possible to hammer and stretch a small gram of gold to a length of 20 kilometers. This is due to the unique characteristics of gold, which make it highly malleable and ductile. This property has been exploited throughout history to create very thin sheets of gold used in the decoration of objects and in the jewelry industry. Its ability to extend over long distances from such a small amount is astonishing and demonstrates the wonders that nature can offer in the formation of precious elements like gold. Since prehistoric times, children have found joy and creativity in the simplicity of a stick. Yes, a stick. It is a versatile object that can be transformed into different things in a child's imagination. It can be a sword, a magic wand, a baseball bat, or a hobby horse. Throughout history, children of all cultures and eras have enjoyed playing with sticks, turning them into universal symbols of childhood and fun. In ancient Europe, it was believed that tomatoes were poisonous due to their affiliation with the nightshade family, which includes poisonous plants like belladonna and mandrake. Furthermore, tomatoes were initially cultivated for ornamental purposes and not for consumption. A key fact regarding their acceptance is that influential people such as Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, began to grow them in their gardens. Legend has it that Jefferson publicly ate tomatoes to prove that they were not poisonous. Additionally, it was discovered that eating the ripe fruits and not the leaves or roots was safe. On Mount Everest, over the years, many climbers have lost their lives in their quest to reach the summit. Low temperatures, lack of oxygen, and challenging terrains make the climb extremely dangerous. It is estimated that along the route to the top, there are about 200 frozen bodies. These are the tragic consequences of attempts to climb the highest mountain in the world. The frozen bodies often remain on the mountain as reminders of the deadly risks associated with this bold feat. One curiosity of the animal kingdom is that cat urine glows under ultraviolet light due to the presence of a compound called porphyrin. When cats metabolize certain substances, they produce porphyrin, which, when excreted in urine, has the property of fluorescence under ultraviolet light. This is because porphyrins absorb energy from ultraviolet light and then emit it as visible light, making cat urine glow a yellow-green color. This characteristic is useful for detecting the presence of cat urine on various surfaces and helps veterinarians diagnose possible health problems in felines. A long time ago, in some cultures like the Roman, it was believed that adding a small piece of toasted bread to wine would attract good luck. This ancient custom was based on popular beliefs and superstitions rooted in popular culture. It was thought that the toasted bread, by absorbing possible negative elements or bad omens, would protect the wine drinker and attract positive energy. As is well known, each month of the year, we have the fortune to appreciate the moon in its full splendor. But did you know that in February 1865, a unique phenomenon occurred in historical records? There was no full moon during the entire month. This occurrence is due to the complex interaction between the Gregorian calendar and the lunar cycle, causing a month to occasionally lack a full moon. February, being the shortest month, has fewer days to align with the moon's phases. The chicken has surprised everyone by performing an exceptional flight. Despite its reputation as a bird with limited flying ability, a brave chicken managed to fly for 13 seconds, exceeding all expectations. This event took place during a special event where chickens were encouraged to fly short distances. However, one chicken decided to push the limits and flew through the air for an incredible 3 seconds, leaving everyone present in awe. For thousands of years, little friends and majestic nature have gifted us with a unique food that does not spoil due to its unique chemical composition, and that is honey. This delicious food produced by bees is naturally resistant to bacteria and fungi due to its low moisture content and high sugar content. Honey also contains enzymes and gluconic acid, which act as a natural preservative. This unique quality allows honey to be preserved indefinitely if stored properly in a cool, dry place. It is well known that primates exhibit behaviors very similar to those of humans. This is true even during intimate moments, such as when sharing meals. To confirm this, a PBS robot infiltrated a troop of wild gorillas in Uganda and captured them singing at dinner time. During the robot's covert operation in the gorilla troop, it discovered that they sing while dining. It was so realistic that the other members accepted it as part of the group during mealtime. This insertion was carried out to follow a documentary series that closely observes animals in their natural habitats to study their behaviors in the environment. The idea behind nature spying the wild too was to achieve the goal of not having the gorillas notice the intruder. In Japan, there is a tradition called Shinrin-yoku, which translates to forest bathing. It refers to spending time in nature, especially in forests, to improve health and mental well-being. This practice has been supported by studies showing its benefits in reducing stress and increasing relaxation. The practice of Shinrin-yoku is not just about walking or exercising in the forest, but about immersing oneself in the sensory experience and connection with nature. Through this tradition, individuals are encouraged to pay attention to the sounds, smells, textures, and colors found in the natural environment. Did you know that the perception of water as colorless, in small quantities such as in a glass, is due to its relatively weak ability to absorb red light? However, when we have large volumes of water such as oceans and lakes, the accumulation of water molecules interacting with light makes the selective absorption of red light more evident, giving it a bluish hue. This phenomenon is particularly noticeable in very pure and clear waters, such as in some glacial lakes, where the scarcity of particles and sediments in the water contributes to the more pronounced blue color. In other bodies of water, the presence of organic matter, minerals, and other sediments can affect the color, resulting in greens, browns, or even murkiness. You might be thinking of potatoes, meat, or corn, but rice takes the first place as the most important and widely consumed food worldwide, especially in Asian countries, where it is a fundamental part of the daily diet for millions of people, originating in Southeast Asia and later spreading to other parts of the world through trade and migration. It is believed that rice has been cultivated for more than 5,000 years. Rice is an excellent source of carbohydrates and provides easily available energy for the body. The importance of rice in food security and nutrition for many communities around the world is undeniable. In the animal kingdom, the cheetah reaches speeds from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3 seconds, making it one of the fastest animals in terms of acceleration across the animal kingdom. The cheetah's spine is particularly flexible, allowing it to stretch its hind legs further forward and increase its stride length during a run. The cheetah is a magnificent predator, and its speed is one of nature's wonders. Although its bursts of speed are impressive, they also put great stress on its body, limiting the distance it can maintain that speed. The famous auroras, also known as the Northern Lights, Aurora Borealis, and Southern Lights, Aurora Australis, are stunning natural displays that occur near the poles of the Earth. They are caused by the interaction of charged particles from the solar wind with the Earth's atmosphere, creating a dazzling display of colors and dancing lights in the night sky. The variety of colors observed in the auroras is due to different gases present in the atmosphere. For example, green hues are caused by oxygen particles at lower altitudes, red hues are due to oxygen at higher altitudes, and purple and pink hues can result from nitrogen in the atmosphere. Auroras are usually more visible in regions close to the poles, such as Alaska, Canada, Iceland, Norway, Sweden, Finland, and Antarctica. They can also be observed at some lower latitudes during peaks of intense solar activity. Surely you didn't know that 80% of the population has lactose intolerance, which means they have difficulty digesting the sugar in milk. This occurs because their bodies produce an insufficient amount of lactase, the enzyme needed to break down lactose. Symptoms include abdominal discomfort, bloating, gas, and diarrhea after consuming dairy products. To avoid discomfort, many intolerant individuals opt for lactose-free dairy products or plant-based alternatives. It is important to remember that lactose intolerance is not the same as a milk allergy, which is an allergic reaction to dairy proteins. For many years, emojis have been used to convey emotions, tones, and contexts in our digital conversations. They can often replace or complement written words, allowing for faster and visually richer communication, becoming an essential part of our digital interaction. But did you know that their cultural impact on modern communication has been so significant that in 2015 the Oxford English Dictionary decided to name the emoji "face with tears of joy" as the word of the year? This choice reflected the fundamental role that emojis have taken in how we express ourselves online. Pac-Man is an iconic video game that has left a profound mark on pop culture and has been widely played and enjoyed around the world. The design of the main character, Pac-Man, was inspired by a pizza with a missing slice. The game's creator, Toru Iwatani, sought to design a character that was friendly and cute to attract women and couples to the world of video games, which at that time was dominated by war-themed games. In 2005, Pac-Man was included in the Guinness World Records as the most successful arcade game of all time. Pac-Man has left an indelible mark on the history of video games and remains a beloved game for millions of people worldwide. The famous insects present on hot summer nights choose their victims based on many factors, and not all of them relate to physiological issues. Surely you didn't know that some of the most common reasons mosquitoes bite include the smell of certain parts of your body, the foods you consume, the personal hygiene products you use, and even the detergent with which you wash your clothes. Although many people complain about mosquito bites during hot weather, these insects have their preferences. These tiny bloodsuckers carefully select their food. A team of Chinese researchers claims to have successfully tested a hypersonic engine capable of taking planes to Mach 9, a speed 9 times faster than sound. The engine runs on aviation kerosene, which does not carry the cost or explosion risk that using hydrogen might entail. The new Chinese engine was tested in the JF-12 hypersonic shock tunnel, the largest in the world, which replicates hypersonic flight conditions. The tunnel has a diameter of 3.5 meters and allows for simulations of Mach 5 to 9 conditions. Currently, most airplanes reach Mach 2, so getting to Mach 9 is truly remarkable. The architectural mastery of the great Inca civilization astonishes archaeologists worldwide. The 12-angled stone of Hatun Rumiyok in Cusco, Peru, is one of the most sophisticated examples of their ingenuity, featuring 12 angles that fit perfectly into the surrounding wall. It was placed by Inca craftsmen over 700 years ago and is now considered a national heritage object. The material is an igneous rock, green diorite, and measures about 6 feet deep and weighs 6 tons. The significance of the 12 angles is not widely known, but it is believed to represent the division of 24 families from Cusco, 12 during the Orin dynasty and 12 during the Hanan dynasty. The stone was originally part of the Inca palace, known as the Inca Roca Palace, which became the Archbishop's Palace in the early 20th century. Space funerals are a reality and have been practiced since 1992, although they differ significantly from traditional earthly funerals. In a space funeral, part of the deceased's remains, usually some ashes, is placed inside a perfectly airtight and sealed capsule and taken beyond the Kármán line, the boundary that marks the beginning of outer space. Depending on where these remains reach, the mission may become more costly. In orbital flights, the remains remain in low Earth orbit for a time and burn up upon re-entry, being consumed. With a higher budget, there is the possibility of sending these ashes to the Moon or even beyond. Astronomer Eugene Merle Shoemaker now rests on our satellite, and Clayton Burr, the discoverer of Pluto, is headed for interstellar space, marking the most impressive space funeral of all. The first private space funeral was conducted by the American company Celestis with their flight Harview 1, which took off in April 1997. In the southeast of Turkey, there is a city with a great peculiarity. Located in the province of the same name, we have the city named Batman, a region historically rich and culturally diverse. The city has a population of around 350,000 inhabitants and is known for its ancient history and stunning landscapes. Although the name of the city may remind one of the famous comic superhero, Batman is not related to the DC Comics character, and its name derives from an ancient local tribe and the Batman River that flows near the city. The area is famous for its oil production and has a diverse economy that includes agriculture and textiles. The link between humans and dogs has existed since time immemorial. Throughout history, dogs have been considered not only as companions, but also as loyal friends and protectors. However, beyond the companionship and affection they provide us, dogs can also have a positive impact on our mental health and brain health. A study published some time ago and conducted by a team of researchers from the University of Michigan revealed something surprising. Living with a dog for at least 5 years can delay cognitive decline in older adults. This means that sharing our lives with these wonderful animals can have benefits beyond the companionship and joy they bring us. Adopting a dog can also bring a sense of purpose and responsibility to our lives. The soulmate algorithm is a term that refers to the mathematical and algorithmic process used on online dating sites to find potentially compatible partners. These algorithms are designed to analyze and compare a large amount of user data, preferences, and information to identify candidates that may have a greater affinity. Online dating sites collect a variety of information from users, such as their age, location, interests, preferences, personality, and more. Based on this information, the algorithms analyze and match profiles, looking for commonalities and compatibilities among different users. It is important to highlight that while these algorithms can help facilitate the search for potential partners, compatibility in human relationships is a complex and multifaceted issue, as the chemistry and emotional connection between people are aspects that cannot be fully predicted by technology. Within the animal kingdom, we have marine mammals like seals and sea lions, but are you one of those who don't know how to differentiate between them? After seeing this, you won't confuse them anymore. In terms of appearance, sea lions tend to be larger, with visible external ears and a more upright posture on land, while seals are smaller, have internal ears, and a more awkward posture outside of water. In their habitat, seals spend more time in the water and move with serpentine movements. Sea lions are more agile on land and can move in a more coordinated manner. Regarding their social behavior, sea lions tend to be more social, forming larger and noisier colonies, while seals are more solitary and generally less vocal. In an effort to move the nation of Saudi Arabia away from its dependence on income from crude oil reserves, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman planned an extravagant and ambitious construction some time ago, as if it were extracted from a science fiction novel. Saudi Arabia began construction in October 2022 on a futuristic eco-city called The Line. It will feature skyscrapers taller than the Empire State Building and will extend in a straight line for 170 kilometers, connecting the west coast of Saudi Arabia with the east. The eco-city will be located in the Neom Desert and will include virtually all futuristic technologies that come to mind. The main premise is that it will have no streets or cars, operate on 100% renewable energy, and have a controlled climate to provide optimal conditions throughout the day, regardless of the season. The line will consist of two enormous parallel buildings connected by walkways and divided into neighborhoods that offer all the comforts of urban life. It is astonishing to think that in our bodies there are many more bacteria than human cells. This relationship between human cells and the bacteria living in our bodies is known as the human microbiome. The human microbiome refers to the community of microorganisms such as bacteria, fungi, viruses, and other microbes that live in and on our bodies. These microorganisms are primarily found in the gastrointestinal tract, skin, mouth, and other areas of the body. They help break down food, synthesize vitamins, strengthen our immune system, and protect us against infections. However, it has also been found that an imbalance or alteration of the microbiome is associated with various health conditions, such as digestive disorders, obesity, autoimmune diseases, and more. It is estimated that the number of bacteria in the human microbiome can be up to 100 trillion, while the number of human cells is around 10 trillion. At an altitude of approximately 3,812 meters above sea level, Lake Titicaca is the highest navigable lake in the world, making it a unique and spectacular place in the Andes. With a length of approximately 190 kilometers and a width of about 80 kilometers, Lake Titicaca is one of the largest lakes in South America, covering an area of more than 8,000 square kilometers. Despite its large size, Lake Titicaca is a freshwater lake and contains a significant amount of water resources, which are vital for the region and for the communities living on its shores. The human brain is an incredibly active organ that requires a lot of energy to function properly. Although it constitutes only about 2% of the total body weight, it consumes approximately 20% of the total energy the body uses at rest. This means that the brain has a much higher energy demand compared to its physical size. The high energy demand of the brain is due to its complex structure and vital functions. The brain is responsible for processing sensory information, controlling movements, regulating bodily functions, maintaining memory, processing emotions, and performing cognitive tasks such as thinking, reasoning, and decision-making. Additionally, neurons in the brain are constantly active, transmitting electrical and chemical signals to one another to enable communication and information processing. The brain is also particularly sensitive to lack of oxygen and nutrients and is vulnerable to hypoxia, oxygen deprivation, and hypoglycemia, low glucose levels. Figures designed by the famous brand Lego have visited space on several occasions. During the last space shuttle mission that brought its minister to the International Space Station in 2011, pieces were also taken to assemble a replica of the station itself, which was put together by Japanese astronaut Satoshi Furukawa. When the first Dane visited the station in 2015, he also brought with him 20 Lego figures that were later distributed among Danish children who participated in a contest. The McMurdo Desert in Antarctica is a fascinating example of how deserts are not always associated with high temperatures and sandy landscapes. Despite being covered in ice and snow, it is considered the coldest desert in the world. A desert is commonly defined as an area that receives very little precipitation, whether in the form of rain or snow. Although Antarctica contains enormous amounts of ice, it receives very little precipitation in liquid form, making it a desert. The McMurdo Desert, located in the region of Antarctica known as Victoria Land, is one of the driest areas on the Antarctic continent. Although it does not look like a typical sandy desert, it meets the scientific criteria to be classified as a desert due to its low annual precipitation. Bees have incredible mathematical skills when it comes to foraging for nectar and optimizing their routes. They use a flight pattern that resembles a geometric figure known as the Fermat spiral or golden spiral to maximize their efficiency in collecting nectar from flowers. The Fermat spiral is a logarithmic spiral characterized by the fact that the distance between the central point and any point on the spiral is proportional to the polar angle of that point. In other words, the bee adjusts its direction with each flight to form a spiral that gradually opens and follows a specific mathematical relationship. This spiraling flight strategy allows bees to cover more flowers in less time and minimize the total distance traveled. By following this pattern, they can collect nectar more efficiently while also reducing energy expenditure in the process. The ability of bees to utilize this mathematics in their flying behavior has been the subject of study and amazement by scientists and mathematicians.